Hi everyone, this is Mr. West. Today we're doing a summer assignment for advanced topics. Now, I want to take this opportunity to tell you that you can send your summer assignment to me if it's in PDF or some other version I can open up and email. And send it to westexplainsbest@gmail.com. I'll look over it. I'll send you a video on how to get some extra help. Because I know right now you are not in school, or maybe you are, and you need that little extra help. Well, I'm here to help you with that. Now, this video, again, is for advanced topics. If you're going to need this, you had Algebra 2 last year, and I'm going to go ahead and breeze through this as quickly as I can, and you can leave a comment if you need something explained in more detail, but I'm going to kind of go through this quickly. I'll also leave just in the description different ledge marks, chapters, so you can skip to the part that you need. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right to it. Number one, write the improper fraction as a mixed number. So improper fraction, okay, when the numerator is bigger than the denominator, what we're going to do is we're going to see how many times does 67 go into 4. Sorry, the other way around, 4 go into 67. So I know that 4 times 15 is 60. So then 4 times 16 would be 64. So I know it's going to go in 16 complete times. And again, that's 64. That's missing 3. Okay, 64 plus 3 would take me to 67. So I know it's going to be 3 fourths, and that's negative. So now it's a mixed number. And there we go. Oh, another note. This is a program. You'll see it says type. This is Math Excel. So if you ever need videos done on Math Excel, as long as I have a PDF copy of it and I can get it into Notability, that's my preferred program, I can do a video for you on that. Okay, number 2. So we already finished number 1. Number 2, multiply. If we're going to do this one, we're going to see if we can cross cancel, and we cannot. None of those have factors in common, and I'm just going to get my calculator. 13 times 5, and I get 65. So 6 over 65 is my answer there. Let me circle my answer. Not the 64. Okay. Number 3, write the product in lowest terms. So again, we're going to try to cancel here. And it looks like they have no common factors between... yes, we do. So right here, we can write that as 2 over 5. We both divide both the top and bottom by 2. So we have negative 18 over 15 times 5. 15 times 5 is going to give me 75. And that's going to be in lowest terms because you can't reduce anything more. That's false. Cannot believe. Clearly, I've been on summer. So there's a common factor of 3 here. That's negative 3 over 5. And then we have 2 times negative 3 equals negative 6. 5 times 5. This is the multiplication I'm doing in my head. 25. So now it's in lowest terms. Multiply, write the product in lowest terms. So here we're going to have 2y squared over 63. They don't have any common factors that we can cancel out, so that's your final answer. Number 5, simplify. We have 7 over 2 squared. What you can do here is you can separate it to 7 squared over 2 squared. So that gives you 49 over 4. We square the 7, square the 2. That's the final answer. That's simplified. Find the reciprocal of negative 5. Well, the reciprocal does not mean we do anything with that negative. It's going to stay negative. And then because we can rewrite this as negative 5 over 1, the reciprocal would be negative 1 over 5. So that is the reciprocal. A lot of times in parallel and perpendicular lines, you'll see opposite reciprocal. That's not the case here. They're just asking for the reciprocal. 1 over 10 divided by 1/30th. So what we're going to do, that was 30th, by the way. I'm pretty sure I said that. Sometimes we keep change and then we flip. We're going to change this to multiplication, keep that the same, 30 over 1, and now we can cross cancel. Let me change colors for that. And then that's 3, that goes into it 3 over 1, because we're going to divide both of those by 10, and so we get 3 as our final answer, or 3 over 1. Divide, write the quotient in lowest terms. Okay, trying to trick you here, it's just fraction over fraction. We could write this as so, 3 over 10, and then we keep, change, flip again. So 11 over 10, keep it, change it, flip it, pop it, twist it, pull it, however you want to say it. 10 over 10 cancels out. And just a way, in case you've been seeing me do that cross canceling, like what is he doing? You can rearrange it like this, and you can see that those cancel out, become 1. 11 over 3, final answer. Okay, same thing here. Same thing we had with the exponents, except this time we have roots. So we're going to take the square root of 16 over the square root of 49, and that's 4 over 7. Final answer. Number 10. What do we got going on here? Solve and check. Not sure what's going on with this z, to be honest. I think that's a squared term. So we're trying to see what... that is really weird. I'm thinking that this is the problem. Equals negative 2 over 7 to the z power, but that requires logarithms. So this one's an interesting one. It just went from 0 to 100 real fast. But I think that instead, if I'm looking at this correctly, I don't think it's going to be that. I think what it is negative 2 over 7, and that z is out in front like that. I'm pretty sure, because that's not really... They would put parentheses for an exponent. Anyway, this is the problem that we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... put the z in the top. Okay, so then 6 over 13 equals negative 2z. Anytime you have a number or variable or whatever it is out in front of a fraction, it goes in the numerator. It gets applied to the numerator. For example, if you have 3 times negative 2 over 7, that 3 is like a 3 over 1, and then it gets applied to the top. So it would be negative 6 over 7 when you multiply. So because that z is out and to the side, I'm going to apply it to the top. So we have negative 2z over 7, and now I'm going to cross multiply here. So I get 42. And then I'm going to do negative 2 times 13. I get negative 26, and then z. And then I just divide by negative 26 to both sides. So then we can probably reduce this. Z equals, and then I'm going to divide by 2. We get 21 divided by 2, I get 13. Just make it negative. I like putting the negative in the top. And they have no more common factors. Negative 21 over 13 is going to be equal to z. Okay, moving on to the third page. I think there's 14 pages in total. So you definitely don't need to watch this whole video. Right now I'm going over kind of more basic things. But we're going to do the same thing here. But, yes, so there's nothing I can cancel at the moment. But I'm going to have 30... equals, and then I'm going to put this negative in the top. Well, there's two negatives on both sides, so essentially what you can do is you cancel them. Negative times negative is positive. But we could put that negative there, and then negative 35. And then when you have a negative 35 times positive 3, it's going to cancel away. So times 35, we get 105, and then the m. So there we go, and then I need to divide by 105. And I know both of those are divisible by 3. And when I divide it by 3, I'm going to get 10. Hold on, if I lost track of my m. There it is. So when I divide both sides by 3, I'm going to get 10 over 35. Well, really, I could have divided it by... what could I have divided it by? So if I divide it by 10... No, I can't divide it by 10. I can divide it by 3, and I get 10. But I really could have divided it by, because I can divide it by another 5, I really could have divided by 15 to both. So 15 is 2, and then 15, 105 divided by 15, divided by 15 is 7. So we have 2 over 7 equals m. That's my final answer. Subtract, denominators are the same. This makes it easy. I'm going to get negative 5 over 35. Add and simplify, denominators are the same. Keep the denominator the same. Add the top. Done. Here we have, unlike denominators, this one is a tricky one for most people. We need to find the least common multiple of these two numbers, 6 and 14. If you're stuck on this, I would suggest watching my video on fractions. That kind of breaks it down on what it means to do fractions and what it means to find the least common multiple, common denominator. But if you just kind of want to skip ahead, we can do that right here. So 14 and 6, which ones, so we have, I'm just thinking of factors right now, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. 48 maybe for both of them, let's see, nope. So 42 divided by 14, I don't think so. Yes, it is. Okay, so 42 is my common denominator because 6 and 14 both are factors of 42. So I'm going to put a 42 there. How did I go from 6 to 42 multiplies by 7, so I need to do 7 times 7 in the top, plus what I do to go from 14 to 42, I multiply by 3, so I have to do 3 times 3 in the top. So then I have 49 over 42, and then plus 9 over 42. Common denominator, keep the denominator the same, and then add the top, so we get 58. And that's my final answer. Use the LCD to simplify the equation, then solve and check. This is my advice. Anytime you have fractions with variables also, okay, they're called literal equations. No, they're not. It's called rational equations. Sorry. What I like to do is I like to multiply by the least common multiple of the denominator. So in this case, I'm going to multiply both sides by 10. I'm going to multiply it to everything. Okay? So I'm going to multiply 10x plus 4 over 5 times 10, and then 7 over 10 times 10. And what does that do for us? Well, what it does is it cancels that, and you're left with 2, and it cancels that denominator completely. So we rewrite this as 10x plus 8 equals 7. Now, there's another way to do it. You can find the LCD, change it, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have x plus 8 over 10 equals 7 over 10. Okay, so you can do it that way. Try to get in the habit of doing that way. It's really great because you're going to have a lot of success doing it with really tough equations. So here we have 10x equals -1. So what I'm going to do, divide by 10. We get x equals -1 over 10, which is exactly what we would have got there. Actually, for this problem, it probably was easier the other way that they asked, but maybe not for this one. So here I'm going to multiply both sides by 12. Actually, it's pretty easy to change this one. I'm going to do it the other way for this one. But if you wanted to do it the way I previously described, you'd multiply both sides by 12. But I'm going to change just this fraction to become 2 over 12. So I have 2x minus 1 over 12 equals 2 over 12. So then I need to add 1 over 12 to both sides. And when I do that, I get 2x equals 3 over 12. Now from here, you could put this over 1 and then cross multiply. That'd probably be the easiest way to do this. Or you can just multiply both sides by 12. It's the same thing. So you can get 3 equals 24x, and then I divide by 24. And I think that reduces to 1 over 8. Both divisible by 3, and 1/8 equals x. Okay, so right now I'm still pretty far. So I'm probably going to cut this video short for now. But if you want to see more, I'm going to make a part 2 of Intro to Advanced Topics. Or if you need a part 2, let me know, and I'll make one for you. But I'm on LCDs and not talking about the screen, talking about the math concept, and moving on to some other stuff. So be sure to stay tuned for more videos. Again, email me if you need more help with summer assignments, and I look forward to seeing you next time right here on West Explains Best.